In the shadowed valleys of the Appalachian Mountains, nestled between thick forests and winding creeks, once stood a small, unremarkable town called Welltown. It never made the news. It had no historical landmarks or notable residents. It was the kind of place you passed through without remembering. But in the summer of 1984, something happened that no one could forget. Because Welltown disappeared. Entirely. Overnight. No signs of violence. No smoke on the horizon. Just gone. On the morning of June 15, 1984, Welltown was just as it had always been. Children played in the streets. A church bell rang at noon. Mail was delivered. The grocer chatted with customers about canned peaches and rainstorms. By 6:04 p.m., however, Welltown no longer existed. At least, not in any way we understand. The first to notice were the delivery drivers and commuters. One mailman, Carl Jensen, reported that his route ended early when the road to Welltown became choked with fog. He remembered seeing headlights behind him one moment, then nothing. The CB radio crackled and went silent. By the next morning, every phone line into Welltown was dead. Local police attempted to make contact. When they arrived at the town's borders, they found empty roads. And beyond that, an absence. No birds, no wind, no town. When they reached what should have been the town center, they found everything intact, but no people. Welltown was there, physically. The post office was open, the general store stocked, and houses stood exactly as they had the day before. But no one was inside them. Meals were left half-eaten on dinner tables. A radio in one home played soft jazz until its battery died. In the elementary school, a chalkboard read, "Spelling test tomorrow." Dogs and cats roamed freely. In the town square, a sprinkler kept turning on and off by itself. A single rocking chair creaked slowly on a porch, though there was no wind. There were no signs of panic, no struggle, just absence. Even stranger, some clocks were stopped at 3:14 p.m., while others ticked normally. A few walls had messages scratched into the paint. They told us not to listen. It's louder now, beneath the ground. We should have left after the third bell. Investigators were baffled. By the end of that week, the FBI had sealed off the area, citing environmental contamination. But unofficially, the agents who entered Welltown didn't stay long. Some claimed to hear voices in the trees. Others suffered migraines or vomited upon stepping inside the town's boundary. Then the reports stopped altogether. By 1986, Welltown was wiped from maps. Satellite imagery showed only dense forest. No evidence a town had ever existed. Even older maps began to disappear from archives. Those that did remain had blurry smudges where Welltown should be. People who remembered the town, relatives, former residents, delivery men, began reporting vivid nightmares. A woman named Ellen Grady, who had grown up near Welltown, claimed she dreamt of a hole in the earth that hummed like a tuning fork, and voices calling her name in reverse. She died by suicide in 1992. Her final diary entry read, "They won't let me remember, but I do. I remember the song they played from underground. I remember the smell of burning trees and iron. I remember what it asked us." With no official answer, theories began to circulate. Wild, desperate attempts to explain what happened to a whole town. One theory suggests that Welltown sat on a secret testing site for experimental frequencies or mind control research. The nearby Raven Spine Research Facility, which denied all involvement, reportedly conducted signal studies during the 1980s. Could a sound wave erase perception? Reality? Ocals speak of a group known only as the Bell Circle, a quiet cult rumored to worship sound and silence. They believed certain tones could open gateways between worlds. Some think the entire town was part of a mass ritual, culminating in the ringing of a third untraceable bell. One recovered journal page reads, "The circle is drawn. The tone will call them. We shall step sideways into the hollow echo." The most unsettling theory suggests Welltown didn't disappear. It shifted. In 1996, a long-haul trucker named Miguel Rojas claimed he saw lights in the valley where Welltown once stood, and even drove through what appeared to be a living town frozen in 1984. He saw people standing motionless, eyes open but unblinking. When he returned with police an hour later, there was only forest. He never drove again. In 2022, a group of amateur urban explorers known as the Hidden Frame set out to locate the lost town. Using vintage maps and testimonies, they entered a thickly wooded area where Welltown was last seen. Only one of them returned. Her name was April. She was found wandering the woods 30 miles from where they started, dehydrated and incoherent. All she said before collapsing was, "It's not gone, it's just hiding, and it knows we're looking." Their drone footage, partially recovered from a water-damaged SD card, shows streets and houses, preserved perfectly, as though untouched by time. In the final frames, the camera catches movement. A man standing perfectly still, waving slowly at the drone. His face is expressionless, his eyes completely black. Attempts to find Welltown today result in nothing but endless forest and false directions. Compasses spin, GPS malfunctions. Some hikers report finding pieces of houses in the woods, mailboxes, stairs, rotted furniture. But no one finds the town. At least, not when they're looking. Some claim that on certain nights, if the wind is just right, you can hear a bell ringing 3 times from the hills. Others say they've seen light through the trees, windows glowing in places no homes should exist. And those who go looking for Welltown with serious intent often don't return. To this day, no official record of Welltown exists. But whispers remain. What happened there may never be known. Whether it was a government cover-up, a doorway to another world, or something far older than either, we're left only with stories. And one chilling fact, every year on June 15th, a new entry appears in a blank police logbook in a nearby town. The handwriting is shaky. It always reads the same thing: "We're still here. Stop listening." It's a wait.